Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Saturday, the 22nd of April 2023, and we're publishing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 21st of April. Last week we saw both gold and silver fall a little, breaking silver's continual upward path seen over the past 5 consecutive weeks. There is important data to be announced this coming Friday with the FOMC interest rate decision due on the 3rd of May. So what can we expect this coming week? Well, let's take a look. Now first, just a quick reminder that we have set up a second channel entitled Finances Do Matter, where we will be covering all aspects of finance and investment and the latest banking news. If you haven't subscribed and wish to do so, we've placed a link in the description box below as well as in the comment section. For those who wish to keep track of our annual gold and silver price forecast published in January, we've also placed a link to that in the description box below. Let's now take a look at the figures. Last week gold fell $22, falling from 2005 to $1,983, having hit a high of 2024 and a low of 1,969, a fall of 1%. In sterling terms, gold finished the week at £1,596, that's down £20. And in euros it closed at €1,880, that's down €17. Silver also fell. It was down 32 cents, falling from $25.41 to $25.09, having hit a high of $25.63 and a low of $24.67, a fall of 1.25%. In sterling terms, silver closed down 28 pence at £20.19. And in euros it closed at 22.87 euros, that's down 0.25 euros. The gold to silver ratio moved ever so slightly up, but it's virtually static at 79:1. The difference between gold's high and low was $55, and the difference between silver's high and low was 96 cents, lower volatility than the past month or so. Now this is what we said last week concerning our forecast for this week that we've just experienced. We expect gold to trade between $1,950 and $2,050, and silver to trade between $24.50 and $26.70. Both did just that, but traded closer to the lower end of the scale rather than the upper end. Now looking at other financials briefly, Bitcoin currently stands at $27,267, that's down $3,183. Equities were marginally lower for the week. The Dow Jones closed at 33,808, that's down 78 points. The S&P 500 closed at 4,133, that's down 4 points. And the Nasdaq Composite closed at 12,072, that's down 51 points on the week. Oils were also lower. Brent crude closed at $81.66, that's down $4.65, and WTI crude closed at $77.87, that's down $4.65. Also, the dollar index stands at 101.82, and that's up 0.27 points on the week. Now in our weekend report last week, we stated the following, quote, "Next week there is little data to excite markets, and the only economic data coming out of the US of particular noteworthiness are the PCE figures, which aren't due until Friday the 28th of April. And having seen, frankly, the relatively small price movements in gold and silver and equities, this has proven to be the case. Not much excitement. Most data reported last week were as expected, save the Empire State Manufacturing Index, which moved into positive territory, and the flash services and manufacturing PMIs, which were a little higher than anticipated. This coming week we suspect there will be similar disinterest until Friday approaches. Why? Because on Monday there's nothing scheduled. On Tuesday we have home sales for March, Thursday GDP for quarter one, but then on Friday we have the PCE figures for March plus personal income and consumer sentiment for April. So once again, probably a boring week until we approach Friday. Now again, as we mentioned last week, the PCE figures are similar to CPI in that they both measure consumer expenditures, though slightly differently. and thereby giving us an indication of inflation to households. With this being the last critical piece of inflation data prior to May the 3rd's decision on interest rates, it is pivotal. And therefore, once again, we can expect some volatility in markets up to this announcement and certainly post the announcement, unless, of course, the results prove benign or exactly as the markets had already priced in. Now, technically for gold, 1960, that's $1,960, offers support for now, and there are various steps down to 1900 offering significant support, with $1,850 perhaps being the bottom anyone can envisage for the foreseeable future. Resistance kicks in at $2,025 and very strong resistance at $2,050. For silver, $26 offers strong resistance, and there is super strong resistance at $27.50, with numerous support points down to support levels of $24.65 as we witnessed last week, and strong psychological support at $24, which is the level to which the 50-day EMA is rising towards. So again, all eyes will be on next Friday. And whilst in our view we believe the Fed will raise rates by 0.25% on the 3rd of May, it's by no means certain at this stage, though having heard a number of Fed governors and presidents speak this last few days, we're pretty darn certain there will be a rate rise. So, what are we going to expect gold and silver to trade between this coming week? Well, we expect to see gold trading between $1,925 and $2,050, with $1,900 and $2,075 as outliers. And silver broadly to trade between $24 and $26, with $23.50 and $26.50 as outliers. Now, before we go, just a reminder that we have placed our link in the description box below of our Finances Do Matter channel, where amongst the 50 plus videos we have created, we have highlighted the difference between CPI and PCE for those interested. And also we shall be producing on that channel, and we'll duplicate it here later in the week, the reasons why we believe gold and silver will find their prices checked somewhat over the course of the next few months. So don't miss it, as it will be published on the Finances Do Matter channel in the next couple of days. So make sure you're subscribed and press that all-important bell sign. Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, press that all-important bell sign once again. And as always, we wish you a safe, enjoyable weekend and a prosperous week ahead.